2 mega popcorns is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you have to get 2 million or more pops of a single tower. But can we go even further by getting every single pop in a game of chimps? But not only that, going up to around 140 and getting every single pop with a single tower. Today we're going to be showcasing the supreme power of Bugged Elite Defender. Now, one thing I've learned while testing out with the sniper, and it's really interesting because at all times you think, well, if I put you on strong, that means I am enabling every single strongest balloon to be permanently slower as they go along. But I was really frustrated with round 9 because I could not get 001 sniper to work until someone on the index told me that you can put the sniper on last on round 9 and then be able to clear up the other balloons on the screen by just setting it to strong. And I didn't realise until thinking that's a good idea, because if you set the sniper to last, then you'll be able to permanently slow down some of these balloons from green to red and then go from there. So if I'm just going to show you the cases right now, if we just have the sniper on strong for round 9, we won't be able to go through this round because we are accumulating too many red balloons here. But we can make it so that there are more red balloons at the back of the track if we just simply kept you on last and then go back to strong, because now there's just too much going on here. There's too many red balloons and we will just pass out like that. If we go on last, then it means there are more red balloons back here, and then once the balloons have stopped spawning, then we can go on strong, and then we'll be able to clear up the rest from here. Put you on first for a little bit there, go on strong, sorry, at some point, and that just about does it. Just about. Only just. Okay, here we go. Even faster firing. This will be able to go for round 10. We'll next need to go and get some shrapnel shot. Yeah, we won't be able to do this with the top grass path. But then you're probably asking, how do we get through lead balloons? Well, do not worry about lead balloons, my friend. We got a little bit of a dip for them. Here we go, night vision goggles. And what's really nice about night vision goggles is that we do another 2 damage against camo balloons, which is going to be very, very handy against all those camo balloons. Especially those DDTs as well. Any additional damage on them is very, very nice. Shrapnel shot because it means we can hit more than one target at a time. Round 13 done and dusted. Still keep you on strong, see how far we can go along with this until we need something else. I think round 21 is the round which has a lot of yellow and pink balloons. I think we're going to need a glue gun or 2 in order to get through that particular scenario. Here we go, round 15. I love shrapnel shot with the sniper. It just means, like I said earlier, you can hit more than one target at a time. And there goes round 15. Lovely. Now, what do I want next? Even though this is kind of unwise, I want to get my positioning done correctly here. So, engineer at the very back of the map, and then right below you is going to be where we're going to place Geraldo. There is the big man himself. No, not Pat. It's Geraldo. If you hear thunder in the background, I do apologize. I can't control the weather patterns at the moment. It is really hectic in the UK at the moment. It's just, we get spouts of rain, and it's not like it's just a little bit of rain. No, it's absolutely thundering it down with rain. Okay, I'm going to put a glue gunner there, and then I'm also going to put a glue gunner here as well. You know, covers the beginning of the track and then middle bit of the track here. The only parts we don't really cover is up here. Here we go, round 21. This is a round in which I am not enjoyed at all, and that is because of all these yellow and pink balloons here. But luckily, we managed to keep it all under control. So, what about going forward? We need an AMD, which stands for Acidic Mixture Dip, from an Alchemist, and that is going to enable our sniper to be able to hit lead balloons and damage them. But I do want our Alchemist in a spot where it's as far away from the track as possible, but also it's not going to benefit Geraldo or the engineer up there, because obviously I don't want their range increased or for the Alchemist to share its goodies with anything else other than the sniper. Will this do? Yes, this does it right now. And because the sniper is not firing that fast, the AMD is be able to be retained for most of the time, but because lead balloons are slow, we don't really need to worry about them. In fact, the bigger threats immediately are like the pink balloons. So if you just save the leads up until like the later points of a round, then it's not really a problem. But of course you gotta worry about the insides as well. But leads are slow. They are slow like red balloons, so you do not necessarily need to worry about them. I should really have you on strong, so then you weaken the balloons as they traverse through the track, and this is not looking good. Not looking good. And Geraldo started getting pops. Our first defeat with a yellow balloon. Not good at all. Keep you on strong throughout the entire round here, and hopefully this does it. Hopefully does it. But you're on first now. This is looking a little tight here. Maybe I need to put some bigger globs on these glue gunners. It won't make much of a difference, but I hope it's all of the difference that I need in order to get through this scenario here. Please let it be the difference. Please. Yeah, that's the difference. That's making a huge difference. Being able to multiply our glued balloons by 2. Here we go. Lead balloons. Again, not really worried about the lead balloons. We can pop them at our own pace and then deal with the insides afterwards. Oh gosh, yellow balloons. And to make matters worse, they are yellow glued. Sorry for all the rambling at the beginning, but I just want to make my statements about what's going to happen throughout these scenarios. Okay, there goes round 30. What about round 31? We do have a lot of zebra balloons to contest against here, but hopefully with what we've got going on here, we don't need anything else. But I may be proven wrong otherwise. Okay, we want to strom those, but we want to leave the zebra balloons over here. Okay, is this gonna be okay here? Yeah, the regrows. Regrows! Oh my god, that's too close. That is too close. That's too close. Don't enter Geraldo's radius. Oh my god. From testing, I felt like I needed pickles, but I managed to micro it so that I didn't need the pickles. There's a little bit of money saved, and then we are ever so closer to getting that semi-automatic rifle, in which we desperately need. We need an increased rate of fire, please. Please. So close. There we go. There's semi-auto. We are semi on the way there to doing this. No way, camo balloons. No way you are getting through my sniper. Yeah, this is looking much better now. Now we have some sort of a rate of fire going on here. And don't you worry, it's only going to go up from this point onwards. Going to go to fully automatic. And then the elite defender, in which is going to fire so fast, it's going to make Reggie Lecky look like a shuckle. Or a munchlax, actually. In fact, this thing is just going to fire so fast, it's going to make a Regieleki look like it's trying to outspeed everything in a trick room scenario. If you get what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't worry, it's Pokemon terminology. Again, we have one lead balloon left at the end of a round here. We do not need to rush this thing because of how slow it's going. I prefer dealing with lead balloons than purple balloons because of how fast purple balloons go. And this AMD is making it possible for us to be able to pop lead balloons occasionally, which is excellent. We need the AMD here. With stuff like Archmage and Wizardlord Phoenix, the only real way for you to be able to get your round 25 solution down in tax in order to get an all-pop scenario is to have a Zeely as your hero. But it's like, you're doing that just so that you can get through round 25 and one other round in the 30s before you can get an MIB for your wizard or something. Now you might notice that we are not in a challenge editor scenario, and that's because I've got something cooking up in the challenge editor anyways for my own spare time. It's been weighing me down for a long time now, and it's trying to do a 2TC on the cabin with a particular combination which I've grown quite fond of quite recently. A particular bomber and a set of marines. Right, round 48. We're going to be able to get the Elite Defender on round 48. And then after we get the Elite Defender, that's where the real fun begins. Now, I'm going to showcase to you the bug, which is present for both the Elite Defender and Bomb Blitz. If you go to your hotkeys and then you scroll all the way down, by the way, RIP phone users, go down to Advanced Hotkey and then go to Activate Selected Tower Ability. Not only does this activate your tower's ability if it has one, but it also activates their passive ability if they have a certain condition required in order to be able to activate that passive ability. So in the Elite Defender's case, it has a passive ability where it gains 4 times attack speed when it loses lives. But with the bug in the game at the moment, we can activate this passive ability without losing lives. So for example, my hotkey for this selected is P. You can select it whatever you want. The only reason why I put P is because it's got nothing else assigned to it. And as you can tell, with the aura around it, it's activated. And it comes back really quickly as well. So you can have it almost all times. So I'm just spamming the bug right here. It's like 3/4 of the time while this thing is firing, the bug is active. Or its passive ability is active, sorry. But the means of activating it without losing lives is a bug. Okay. Our next venture is to solve the lead problem permanently, and that's just to get an MIB. Now, in this scenario, as you can tell by the thumbnail, normally in an all pops or a 23 megapop scenario, we can only get 2 of the 3 of the holy trinity of buffs for a tower. But because the Elite Defender is so cheap, we are able to get the Ultra Boost. Oh, I better have you away from the track before a lead balloon spawns there. We're able to get the Ultra Boost, the Homeland Defense, and the Permabrew. All 3 of them are affordable because of the Elite Defender. Here we go, round 59, a non-issue because of the MIB granting this fiend normal damage type under its influence. Now, our first venture is to get the Ultra Boost as soon as possible, just so that we can get the ×10 on the Elite Defender as soon as possible. But it's going to sound silly, but I also want to use Ultra Boost on this glue gunner when we take it up to Relentless Glue, just so they can glue Merle class balloons just a bit more quickly. And there goes round 63, lovely. If the Bomb Blitz is also all pops possible up until round 140, then I'll also do a video on that, and it's most likely going to be on this map as well. Now then, what about the tricky rounds like 119 and 140, which consists of multiple bads? In particular, the first bad on round 140 being a fortified bad. Well, that is why we have Droldo here today, in order to rejuve the support Chinook ability so that we can move the Permabrew about, because this thing is in range if a bad makes it down here. But we also need to worry about the second bad that appears on round 140 as well, not just the first one, because we want to move the Permabrew up here, but then we've got to quickly move it back down here after the fortified bad makes its way over from this corner here and over towards the right side of the track. We've also got to worry about the regular bad that's going to come up here at this point. But something interesting about the support Chinook while it's moving the tower around is that it doesn't actually attack balloons, which we can take opportunity of. Now, that might be a slow pop, but what about that kind of pop? I love these kind of bugs where it just completely breaks the game. Sometimes feeling overpowered is joyful, especially like when I usually do 2 TCs. It's like, it's just barely enough to get through the rounds. By the end of this run, the entire military of the US of A is going to wonder how they can wield such a weapon like this that fires super duperly fast. Ooh, it looked like we were going to have ourselves a regrow farm going on here, but nope. not where we are standing with the overclock applied to our elite defender. And also the further they go along the track, the faster this thing fires anyways. So you're probably also wondering, does Pickles help? No, especially against Merle class balloons since we do more damage against them per bullet. Now when it comes to Pickles, the more damage per time it fires out than it does with per projectile, the less effective Pickles are. And obviously when you do like huge amount of damage per projectile, you're actually losing out on damage overall because you're ending up doing enough attack speed drop to where you're actually losing out on potential damage here. Okay, if we feel like we're ever in a rut here, no worries, passive ability activated. This is our get out of jail free card. And no, we are not playing with Monopoly money. ZOMG, not a chance, not a single chance. And also we're not even going to go up to a Moe glue gunner, no, we're booking it to the Ultra Boost. I wonder who originally discovered this bug in the game, because it must have been an extraordinary find and then obviously doing some trial and error after that to see how you can replicate the bug. It's really interesting. Because it's like, you had to have somehow stumble upon it. If you get why I named the Sniper Monkey this, then you are a Red Alert 2 fan. Including myself. If it wasn't for this, I would have named this Sniper Monkey Jarman Kell. But that's more for like the top crossbar though than anything else. If you get Jarman Kell, but then you also get GLA, you know that they are the most Giga Chad faction in any Command and Conquer game, period. Lots of factions are like unit lost and stuff like that, but when the GLA loses a unit, they go, a warrior has fallen. You know, not just a unit, you know, a dedicated warrior to the cause has given their life for it. Even the worker who doesn't have worker shoes, they're also a Giga Chad warrior who sacrificed himself for the cause. Right, we are very close now to be able to afford an Ultra Boost, but I'm going to wait until we get ourselves another overclock ready to put on our elite defender, just so that we have a bit more uptime with the ability. There we go. Now we get Ultra Boost, just because nowadays with the Ultra Boost, when you purchase it from overclock to Ultra Boost, the ability timer resets, which is annoying. But then again, I'd rather have that because of the sheer fact that within the same update, you can now use Ultra Boost for up to 10 times in a round. That's pretty sweet if you ask me. Now that we do have the Ultra Boost, I'm going to kind of take it slow with these next few rounds because I want to get as many Ultra Boost boosts as possible on our Elite Defender. And then the ability can go even harder then because it's also been applied with Ultra Boost. But if we ever feel like we're in a rut, then let us just go havoc with them. Yeah, it's just when these ZMGs advance too much. I don't think the Alchemists can reach the ZMGs when they're over here, but they definitely can hit the bads whenever they are over here. And there goes round 94. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to get myself a Moab glue. I'm just going to keep it as a Moab glue for the time being because we want to get to Call to Arms first, because there is one particular round in the early hundreds which completely stumps me unless I get it. Just to get that 50% extra pierce temporarily alongside the mana of the 50% pierce boost as well. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that this is my first like all pops chimp scenario on Sparpis. There we go, times 10 Ultra Boost. Now we no longer need to worry. Although I do want to get some Ultra Boosts on our Moab glue gunner here, just so they can stick to more Moab class balloons that bit more quickly. We'll get glue splatter eventually. 97 we can take our time with just because of, well, how slow these ZMGs go anyways. Get those boosts on our glue gunner. Okay, you're making it quite far on the track, which I'm a little concerned about ZMG, but no worries, we can just take the rest of you out. Apply the Ultra Boost to you again, please. Okay, round 98. Usually the biggest round in a scenario like this. But what I'm doing is far from it. Let's take you up to strongest limit so that temporarily you do get a bonus to your thingy-bobby-bob, your damage output per bullet. Okay, that's good, that's good. Also another GLA reference. Oh, gosh. Would you like to have a house call from your doctor? But no. But Dr. Frack still does? Okay, round 98 done and dusted. Okay, round 99. Let's take out the fortified DETs immediately. Thank you. We can slow the rest of the competition down by using what we need to use. Yeah, this thing stands no chance. We're doing thousands of damage every second. Yep. No chance for you, dear bad. Yeah, the rest of us we can take our time with times 9. And we're rewarded with something which we're going to use later on, actually. So there we go. There should be a little bit more. Oh well, I'm not going to argue with that. 2,042,345 damage. But this is not the end, ladies and gentlemen. This is only the beginning. The beginning of the end. Passive ability, please. A whole bunch of purples on that round are not welcome, to say the least. It's around in the early hundreds, which have a huge amount of Moabs and BFBs, which I've struggled with in testing without getting call to arms. Oh, this is looking a bit dire here. Maybe we need the ability on this round? No, because the further along the track, the faster this thing fires anyways. Right, time for the true test to see if this thing actually damages ZMGs over here. If it does, then I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Please do not hit them under any circumstances. Your only objective is to buff, not to pop. Okay, I'm gonna need absolutely everything for this round. We need to take out all these Moabs as quickly as possible. But they're gonna make their way near to the end of the track. No. This is looking really bad here. And I'm not referring to the tower or the balloon. Okay, now we use the ability again of call to arms. Yeah, that's just so many mobs to deal with. They're all so quick. No thank you. Okay, I'm just going to go blue splatter for the lols. Right, times 10 ultra boosted now. Now no more ultra boost will be applied to you since you are now attacking twice as fast by default now. I believe that's what it is. When you reach times 10, by default you do double the attack speed anyways. Yeah, because it's a permanent 10% increase, isn't it? And there goes the rest of the DETs. No thank you, you are not welcome on this board. Now we could get Homeland Defense next, just to get an even faster boost to our attack speed and have the even more pierce temporarily. But I'm actually thinking we've got enough attack speed now in order to go up to Permabrew. Please, will you all go down? Go down. No. Oh, do not hit them. Do not hit that BFB. Usually it's the tail end of the last one that has the most amount of chances of being hit. Okay, 0, 0, 0. If any of you get a single pop, I'm gonna be mad. No, I'm not making a reference. If you're enjoying the content so far and you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, like if you want me to try out Bomb Bliss to see if a all pop scenario is possible, or at the very least a 23 Megapop scenario is possible, then please let me know down in the comment sections below. But that does have a much longer cooldown when it comes to its passive ability, in comparison to the Elite Defender, which feels like the delay is barely a delay. Here we go, Permabrew, which means now we do even more damage permanently. Because let's just have a look at what this thing does anyway. So, Throws a helpful potion at nearby monkeys that allows them to pop lead balloons, which is good, and do extra damage to ceramic and Merv class balloons. Brilliant. And Berserker Brew, nearby monkeys, giving them extra damage. Lovely. Range, in this case, bit redundant. And attack speed, which is brilliant. And then obviously it's just that. But I also heard that Stronger Stimulant gives a pierce increase, although that should be put within with the description here. And obviously that just means everything along this line, but rather than having to always apply it to that tower whenever its benefits runs out, it's permanent. It is a medicine that is permanent. And I believe that these benefits also applies to the shrapnel shot as well, which is glorious. The only other thing that we can do to increase our damage output with the Elite Defender now, well, obviously to get Homeland Defense for more attack speed and pierce, is to get a Glue Strike down onto the field here. We don't want to go up to Glue Storm, because then we won't have enough money in order to get ourselves a support Chinook, and then from there be able to get 2 of the Reju potions required for around 140. Yeah, the DDTs at times have just been instantly eviscerated. It's like you enter being first, and then once you are first, you are dead. 118. Sometimes we do struggle against the DDT, so that's kind of why I want to get ourselves Relentless Glue rather than just sticking with Merv Glue, just so that we can actually do that. Okay, round 119 here. Ooh, we're 5k away from the Homeland Defense, but as you can tell by the amount of damage we're doing to that, we're not going to have a single worry whatsoever. This will be a bit troublesome on logs, because obviously the logs do block the means of the sniper being able to do stuff, but then again we wouldn't be able to alchemize it because logs is a very poor map to hide the alchemist on, so that it doesn't damage anything nearby. It's like almost impossible to try and hide the alchemist so that it doesn't do damage, whereas here we have a bit more control over the damage output of the alchemist by hiding you down here with where the sniper is over here. And now we have the trinity of Homeland Defense, Ultra Boost, and Permanent Brew. The first of its kind in a all pops 140 scenario, just because of how cheap Elite Defender is and how powerful it is. Ninja Kiri, if you're watching this, please don't ban me. This is currently in the game. It's not ranked or anything like that. I'm not using it in a ranked scenario. This is just free play, experimenting with a brilliant feature. It's a feature, not a bug, because it's in the game. Please don't ban me. I find out at the end of this video if I have leaves on my setting. The leaves of death. Right, we're going to go up to Relentless Glue now. And then also we're going to go up to Glue Strike with you. I want that stronger glue, please. Yeah, this is not fair for them. This is not fair for them, really. Relentless Glue is holding them in place at times. Oh, this is brilliant. And Homeland Defense, my goodness sakes. What are you even doing, DDTs? This is a Shrapnel Elite Defender, and you're struggling against it. Then again, with all of our attack speed bonuses, like the Jungle Drums is just a drop in the ocean in comparison to everything else. But I'll still take it. I'll still take that 15% attack speed bonus. 15 as in 1-5, not 5-0. Although that would be OP. But you'd have to be more expensive if you're going to increase the attack speed of everything around you by 50%. Don't worry, my child. We have overclock at home if that is the case. Yeah, I didn't cover this bug initially when it was discovered because, well, every other Balloons tuber was talking about it. Just like when the encrypted Easter egg was eventually put into the game, every Balloons tuber was all over that like a rash. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to do like a Crossbow Master and Ultra Boost 2TC. I'm going to stick in my lane until the time comes where I'll briefly mention it. Not like it's sad or anything to talk about a particular bug in the game, but I'm in a different lane. We're all in a different lane, actually. Okay, these MGs are kind of taking a pounding to try and take down, which is a little concerning. No, we don't want Pickle Swarm, okay? Okay, now that we're on round 132, let's give this to you. Let's also give that to you. And also Sharpening Stone as well. Because why not? The additional 2 Pierce might mean something big for us. Yeah, I don't think this would be possible without Shrapnel Shot. Also just makes round 24 that bit easier. Because we don't need an invisibility potion on our sniper here if you're pursuing the top cross path with Elite Defender. Now I'm going to turn you off now because I want to place our heli down, but obviously I don't want the heli to start stealing pops. So I'm going to take you outside of the Perma-Bruise range, even though we're not planning on doing any damage with it anyways, but I'd rather not take the chance. Especially if it just increases this thing's passive range anyways of being able to attack a balloon. Now that you're placed down, now we can turn auto start back on. Okay, yeah. Yeah, DETs, you think you're menacing, but you're really not. You're really, really not. Bit of a breather around 136 because it's just got Moabs and BFBs, some of which are fortified, but no need to worry. Round 137 might give us a few concerns, but we should have what it takes to be able to take down everything on this round here. No need to worry about anything like a homeland defense, because I do want to save it for round 138 for obvious reasons. If you know what round 138 consists of, you'll know why. So many DDTs approaching. A new challenger awaits. Here we go. DDTs. That's not activated just yet because of the fact that we really need it so that we hit as many of them as possible. Just like now. Just like now. My god, we're eviscerating the DDTs. Did you even exist? I do not know, but whatever realm you were in, you are now taken out of. Okay, we've got Homeland Defense at the ready. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Okay, I'm going to put a Ultra Boost on you. And, okay, here we go. Round 140. This is very important here. So, I do want to move the Perma-Brew up here, but we need to wait until the Fortified Bad comes around here, but then also the regular Bad comes around and goes towards here. So that is very important, but also need to remember to keep the thing engaged on you. Okay. You're going up here now. That's good. That's good. You do that. Okay, you're about to approach here, which means now we're going to move you back up over here, and we're going to keep the helicopter over here so that you're always going to be in place as soon as possible. Need to reactivate the ability there. Gonna unleash Homeland Defense there because we're going to need to change the positioning of where you are right about now, actually. And then keep the helicopter down here as well. And we need to once again use you so that we can pop everything. There we go. There goes that. Now, what about the ZMG over here? This is looking really tight at the moment. I'm going to need to move you right about now, actually, and then put you up here. So this is now a safe game. All we got to do now is pop this bad, and that is the scenario. Okay, we're going to pause here after you have been popped. Hopefully soon, you will be eviscerated, dear bad. And everything that you love will crumble with you. This is glorious. 23,095,425 pops. Let's look at our other towers to see if they've stolen anything. 0 on you. 0 on you. 0 on you. And 0 on you. Every single pop between round 6 to 140 done by the Elite Defender with the Halberd Geraldo, mainly from his rejuve potions. But you can't just willy-nilly spam the rejuve potions every time we're about to run out of Homeland Defense, because we also need it for the support Chinooks. So there we go, everybody. That is a very, very fun scenario. Probably the most amount of fun I've had in a 140 scenario. Probably aside like the Central Champion, just because I really love that tower. But this is a really interesting bug. I really like this bug. I mean, feature. It's a feature because it's not been taken out of the game yet. But thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Please, and let's just look through the other towers as well. 0 pops, 0 pops, 0 pops. Yeah, this is brilliant. 0 pops, 0 pops, 0 pops, 0 pops. All the pops. We love to camp in this spot and eviscerate everything. You are definitely about 10% of the way to competing with the power Shaggy. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And nice, random. Okay. And beast hand. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. I really wanted a Desperado from one of those, and that is a one I've already got. Look at the others I need, and that is the one you gave me. Oh gosh, thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everybody.